2008 on the 27 November an kashe mai gidana. Aka zo 2010 an kone gidan. Aka zo 2018 crisis da aka yi na karshe dina Jos yaro na ne.
An kona ya kai su 4 kan 5. An kona a 28, an kona a 210, an kona a 214 ne ko? Wannan na karshen an kona mu.
Da duka anguwan nan muna gauraye ne, we are mix. Amma da wannan damuwa ta zo sai muka ware kanmu musamman akan magana addini.
The moment there are misunderstandings in the town, our 2 neighboring communities of Rikos, Angon Medamisa and Angon Balakaze, do find itself engulfed. You see a crisis that happened in Gadaview, and at the end, it will be brought back to the community. And before you know it, the once peaceful community, which only a stream dividing them, will now be engulfed into the issue.
Lokacin ina da gidan biredi a nan. Akwai Kiristan a wurin aiki na, akwai Musulun. To da rikicin ungo da misa ya faru, manajan gidan biredi na shine ya je yana wa yara fada, shi aka fara kashewa.
An kona mun komai da kike gani na anan. Rayuwa ta zama mai wahala. Don inda zaka kwanta ma wahala ne. Abin da zaka ci ma wahala ne. Da wayannan da muke tare da su wasu ma ban san su ba. Kowa ya ga kowa kamar ya ga makiyin shi ne. Ta ya zan kashe ka ko ta ya zan maka illa.
Ne na zo anguwa na ko 6 months ban yi ba. Aka fara wannan fitina. Aka kona mun gidana. Mutane anguwa sun taimaka da al'umma annabi. Muka dan jara, muka koma. Da muka jara muka sake koma. After 3 months kuma ko 4 months still aka sake kona kuma.
You find these youth smoking between the Christian and the Muslim. Before you know, between themselves they start having problems. Before you know, the thing will escalate between parents, start stoning. Before you know, everywhere will flame.
Don in har sun yi fada suna da abubuwa kamar su wukaken da suna yawo da shi. Sun cire sai ka gan suna fada suna yayyanka junansu da shi. Zai iya yiwuwa cewa dan Krista ne ya kashe musulmi. Don an zo an gangawan dan musulmi za a ce to ai yaran Krista sun kashe musulmi. Sai ka gan an tashi za a je ramuwa. Ko kuwa a ce musulmi ne ya kashe dan Krista. Muddin an zo an gan cewa dan gawan Krista ne a kasa, to Krista ba su yadda ba za a je a rama.
'Yan shaye-shayen da suke zuwa can su je su yi shaye-shayen su in sun samu damuwa in ma ya kama na kisa ne, in aka kashe mutum ya zama na cewa dan nan ne kashe na nan ko kuma na can ne kashe na nan, to an samu babban damuwa kenan.
Me muka yi saboda mun je mun same su mun zauna da su mun kai musu ziyara. Akwai babban su ma ciyaman din su da muka da shi ya ce idan wani ɗayan su ya kawo damuwa mu kira shi a waya. Shi ya san abin da dai musu mun zauna suna da ciyaman, suna da sakatare, suna da bar sakataren yan shashai, suna da kuma nasu suma. Akwai canji da yawa yanzu. Yes, saboda yanzu in ka je wucewa ta gurin ba za su maka magana ba. Sai dai su ce maka sannu, ba kamar da ban ka gangara da su kwace waya ko ka ga sun zazzage ka. Yanzu gaskiya ba a yin wannan.
When I came to that vicinity, that place we have experiencing religious crisis where there's no trust between the Christians, the Muslims, and the security forces. The first thing I did was to go on bridging the gap. That's the confidence building. That's the first step I took to build confidence in the mind of the locals. Though it was very difficult, but later on they key in to our campaign.
Ne mu ne karan kanmu a unguwarmu akwai damuwa, bara mu tashi da kanmu mu fara zuwa ba sai mun kira shi DPO zai ce to zai tura mana polisawa sai gaba ɗaya sai a shigo unguwan a magance wannan damuwa din.
Sai muka zauna dukanmu muka yanke shawarar cewa idan mun ji wani signing a wata unguwa mun san hanyoyin da ake shigo unguwar mu, mukan sa youth su je su tsaya a wannan hanyar, duk wanda ba dan unguwar ba zai shigo ba.
To duk sun jiwa sun zo nan amma ba wanda ya taba zona da mu kamar da su siruma suka zona da mu da DPO. Okay. Su zo su yi mana bla 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 kawai sai su tafi.
We have to introduce or create an office, like a liaison office, a person that the community feel or have confidence in. So to be an intermediary between the security and the community. And if they have any case or any issue, they are the one to come and sit down with the police, because we discover that using force cannot solve situation. Rather, it can aggravate or worsen the whole thing.
Akwai lokacin da mu yi Easter sun zo kun sami har mun shiga church tare da su, muka yi sujada da su. So daga lokacin muka samu kama hanyar zaman lafiya.
Woman leader Angon Balakazi da woman leader Angon Maiduguri mun yi kokari mun hada su zumunci wanda har suna adashi ne taimakon kansu.
Ranar da aka fara kiran mu wannan zaman na gani Hausawa raina yayi zafi ranar sosai. Na ce an kawo ni domin rama ne, ana magana ina kuka kamar a birni in rama.
Yan jiwo da dama sun zo an kiran zama, na ce ba zan je ba. Dalilin shine idan akwai wanda ya isa ya gaya min cewa Kiristan Angon Balakazi da Musulman Angon Maiduguri za zauna tare, zan ce ƙarya ne.
Mu a nan har sun bani guri, guri ne na Hausawa. Na tsallake daga na gefen, na zo nan ina noma, ina ci ina sha gurin.
Mu yanzu ba lalle bane ko security ne su zo su sa angonmu ya zauna lafiya. Mu da karan kanmu ne za mu ya sa angonmu mu zauna lafiya.
Don haka mu ba mu yadda ba ma vigilante ko menene rike bindiga ya ce ya ji abin nan ba, saboda zaman lafiya.
JSCP is a peace platform where teach people how to move to the grassroots to propagate peace, sell peace, work about peace.
It was a pilot project which was piloted in Jos and Sri Lanka to see how intergenerational dialogue can be used as an instrument to promote peace. Drawing from the backdrop that in Nigeria, where the analysis was done, young people were apparently missing in peace dialogues.
From the onset, when I was invited, I joined this group. We were privileged to be selected to conduct a research that eventually brought up JSCP. One of the things I learned is to practicalize the theoretical things that we kept impacting in our students and to step it down to our respective communities.
I'm a member of the Culture of Violent Preventions, which happen to be from that community, Angon Damisa and Angon Balakazi, which is the main flashpoint in violent crisis in Plateau State, if I can say, because if there's any violence in any place, you find out that the same it will ignite in that community.
It has been an awesome experience, I would say, because the platform, it's an organic platform because it brings people from the grassroots, people from different communities in Jos North.
We had an interaction. After the interaction, the community now select me. They unanimously agree that I should go and represent them in JSCP project.
JSCP constitute professionals from different backgrounds, lawyers, military personnel, government agencies, religious leaders, market women, and different people from different strata of the society.
The network has really given me opportunity to collaborate and interact with people from different background and community.
No matter how much knowledgeable you are, you can never get it right unless you have good working relationship with all the stakeholders within your community. Who are these stakeholders? The elders, the youth, Christians, Muslims, and those that we tag them as bad guys, jungle guys. They are also stakeholders within the community. So working with JSCP actually helped me to realize that I must have good working relationship with all the stakeholders, even the security, the vigilante, everybody, before I can get it right.
I know there is two religions in Nigeria, Islam and Christianity. But it was in JSCP that I knew there is a religion that I got to know this man, Hare Krishna religion. I don't know, I have never heard about anything like Hare Krishna.
We've got to understand ourselves, the dynamity of the, the crisis, how we can solve the crisis together.
All the things we did in those communities were things I expected the communities to do for themselves, but they didn't even know they could do it. They just felt, well, everything had to be the government.
Until you do something in terms of peace, you may not be able to influence the society.
I wasn't so interested in joining the group at first because I didn't feel that I can make any impact. I didn't feel that as young as I am, my voice can be heard anywhere.
Because of the platform, I have been able to meet and network with elderly ones.
I appreciate GSCP for bringing young people on board for us because our voices as young people is heard in GSCP.
There was blunt interaction and opening up by the men. You see people willing to want to be part of actors in bringing peace in a community, especially where there has to be a community where the borderline is where Christians and Muslims are living, but they ensured peace will reign here. We're not going to have conflict. We're going to ensure we're going to keep peace.
JSCP makes us like working dogs in terms of community development. We share a lot of stories of our communities.
My emergence as councillor representing my people is somehow as a result of the activities of JSCP. Before the JSCP, I was a comrade, inexperienced comrade, but the training we undertake and the several meetings we had with a number of people and organizations, it molded me to who I am today.
Most of the time when there are conflicts, possibly on the plateau and in other places, that's the only point that we see security coming in. And when we see security coming in, like we are either running away for the safety of our lives and all of that. But I think this network has bridged the gap. We don't have to interact with the security only at conflict points. No, we need to set the ground, and prepare our minds in case of any eventuality.
Working with people who have already been faced with a lot of psychological problem because of the conflict, and asking them not to revenge but forgive was a big challenge, because my working group had to work with those kind of people. It was a challenge to us emotionally as members of the group, because you have to go home and think of those people after encountering them. And also it was a challenge for us to see how we can meet up with their needs without having any grants coming.
The very beginning, the challenges were suspicion. Oh, there are Muslims, there are Christians. Can we come together? The people felt it was so difficult for them to come together. Another challenge was that there were no go areas in Jos. There are communities we could not go in. And so those became big challenges. One of the other challenges was that people felt if we were to start this program, and if you look at the number of young people that were part of it, none of them works. None of them was working. How do we generate money to carry out these activities?
JSCP make us believe that even without funds or grant, we can do what is necessary in our local government, our area, even in the nation, Nigeria.
While we acknowledge that collective impact approach to violence prevention, or what we call unarmed civilian protection, was successful in communities of Balakaze and Damisa because it changed the dynamics of their response to violent threats from adversarial to non-adversarial. On the other hand, at the JSCP level, the non-discriminatory integration of young people as partners of peace rather than perpetrators of violence was the most impactful part of it. For the relative failure, aside from the challenges previously mentioned by members, the Community Security Agency Collaboration Working Group, leading the intervention in Tudun Wada community,
has some leadership distractions, thereby affecting group stability and coordination. Also, the alleged infiltration of security by what members regard as criminal elements reduce the trust that should serve as a fertilizer for collaboration, thereby making members to feel unsafe.
Away from the combatant approach that they normally take, the kinetic approach, this time around we have brought them into this approach so that they also see the beauty of the non-kinetic approach to peace building. It was an approach where we convened different stakeholders across different boards to first of all hear their thoughts around the conflict. Bearing also in mind that conflicts are perceived differently, so also are the solutions. So when these conflicts are not collectively viewed, there's every possibility that you then have a clearer understanding of the issues and then collectively agree on the solutions. Now the essence of it all is not merely to just do intervention, but to pilot approaches so that they are able to document these approaches. And when these approaches are documented, they are learned and adapted by others who are facing the same problem.